Hello, I'm Vanessa Krumholtz. I am your local sponsor for parkbench.com/Wyckoff, and I'm here today with Lisa Habenstock, who is also known as Lisa the Organizer. She has her own organizing business, so thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for having me to your beautiful home today. So Lisa, how did you end up in Wyckoff?
So my husband is from Glen Rock and I'm from Westchester, and when we met, he wanted to stay local and be by his parents, and so that's how we ended up here in Wyckoff.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, a lot of people I think will look, did you look in Glen Rock when you were looking for a home?
Yes, we did, but the lots were really small and the houses are on top of each other, and just you can get so much more for your money in Wyckoff.
Yeah,
For
that's I think a common reason why people come here. And you have great schools, and you have great restaurants, and a great community feel. Do you find that too? And you've raised your kids here, so
Yes.
how is that? Like, what's that experience like?
So we've lived here for 19 years. My kids are both in college, so yeah, we have experienced Wyckoff for many years, and we really love it. It's a great town.
Did they go to Sycamac?
Yes, both of them went to Sycamac. They both went to Ramapo, and
Did they choose? Were they able to choose at the time? Like,
yes,
right?
yes, they were able to choose, and I think you still can do that.
Yeah, as far as I
to this
know.
day, yes.
And how did they make their decision?
Well, both of my children were very sports oriented, so I think Ramapo is known for their sports, and so that's really the reason that they both chose that school over Indian Hills. But they both have really good competitive programs, and I think either school is really fabulous choice, whatever fits for your child.
Yeah, and I've heard that they do an orientation where they invite you to take a look at both schools.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to look at both schools and see, how it fits and suits you. The program, I think, at Indian Hills is different. They really try to attract different kind of kid to each of their schools. So it really depends on the fit and how you feel comfortable.
Did it come into play as to whether their friends were going to one school or the other? Was that like a factor?
I think it just kind of naturally fell into place for both of them. Both of my kids really, they knew what they wanted, and I don't think that was a factor. They knew that they wanted to go to Ramapo, and they really both flourished and did very well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And they're in college now.
Yes.
So they're gone.
Yes, they're gone. My son is graduating though, so he's looking for a job, so he might be back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And my daughter is a sophomore, so yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's very quiet here today, I'll say.
We enjoy the quiet, it's nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how you got started with your organizing business.
So when my daughter was going to college, I decided that I wanted to do something for me. I had actually been a teacher for 10 years. I was a preschool teacher at Beth Rochon.
Oh, wow.
And I was ready to move on. But when I was working there, I always found myself organizing everything, whether it be the closets, the papers, you name it, I was organizing it. And I've always been organizing. But I really decided that I wanted to do something for me and to make a business of what I really love to do. And so that's how it started. So I started in 2017,
Oh, wow.
and I've been doing it ever since, and I just love it.
It's great, yeah.
I just really enjoy it.
And do you get your clients mostly through word of mouth, referrals, like through people?
Probably a combination of things. I also work collaboratively with other organizers too, which is nice.
Oh, wow.
So we work in groups if there are big jobs, and sometimes, I get jobs that way too. If a client needs something right away or whatever, and that other organizer is busy, so we kind of work with each other and give each other jobs. So it's a nice system.
That's great. Well, I have to say Lisa's house is very organized.
Thank you.
Able to take a peek around a little bit before we started talking, and it's really enviable, I have to say. So I know we were talking about a tip that you had for labeling, and you make your own homemade labels. So can you show us?
Yes, I can. So there are so many ways to obtain labels, but one way that I was just doing the other day, just for a quick way to have a label, is you print out on your laser printer through the various types of fonts programs that are available. So I just picked a fun font and I printed out jeans. You put tape, packing tape, just regular packing tape on top of the word. Then you take like a credit card, or this is actually like from the Pampered Chef. It's like the scraper from my cooking tin or whatever.
Right.
So, and then once the tape is on, you scrape this to transfer the ink onto the tape. So you have to really rub. And then you cut it out and you have something like this. So you want to put this in water so that the paper gets really soft and you can peel it off. And so I will peel it off to show you what it will look like after it's been soaking.
It reminds me of those tattoos, the little.
Oh, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
ones that my
Yes,
kids love
yes.
so much.
So sorry, it's taking a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
okay.
long. So once you peel all the water, all the paper, you kind of dunk it in the water because it
To get the
doesn't.
excess off.
Yeah, it doesn't come out that easily.
Can you use the scraper on it, or will that
No,
take the stickiness off?
yeah, no, you don't want to scrape it, and you don't want to use your nail either because you don't want to ruin the ink that has transferred onto
Right.
the tape. So here I have.
Perfect.
Actually, this part I can't get off, but whatever, it's fine. So here I have my label that says jeans. And what's really cool is that even though it's wet, the stickiness goes away, but you're gonna let it dry and then it will magically come back. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, we'll check that out after it dries and I'll show
Yeah.
you.
So her closet has beautifully labeled shelves and drawers in the shelves. So, and she used these labels for it. So we'll go and take a look in her closet and see how it comes out. Okay. Hi. So now we are here in Lisa Habenstock's closet to see how the pro gets it all organized. And here, I'll let you show the labels that you were just making.
So yeah, so here are the labels that I made. Again, they're not fancy, they're just on packing tape. And the reason why I actually put them on here, packing tape, is because obviously I'm going to change this out when the season is done. And so if I had like fancy, expensive labels, I would not be so excited about ripping them off and throwing them out.
Yeah.
Although I could flip it around and just keep that and then, you know, put the other label for like t-shirts on the other side.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But I think it looks really fabulous, really like put together and neat, and it's something that you can do at home on your own. With
Yes.
all you need is your printer, some clear packing tape,
Right.
and
Paper.
paper.
And the scraper.
And the scraper.
And then you have a credit card, you could do the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really easy and there's so many fonts and you can make it, customize it to however you want.
Yeah. And then, so tell us what that is, because that looks so organized.
So this is my favoriteest thing ever.
Mhm.
These are collators, acrylic collators from the Container Store. And they're actually in the office section of the Container Store. But I like to use them to put my clutches in. And it gives...
Let's take it out and show it.
Yeah, it gives each clutch their little cubby area to
Wow. It's
to,
like
to have your purse
quite
in there.
heavy too. So
It's definitely substantial.
it's going to keep them protected, keep them organized. You can always see
Exactly.
which one is going to work best with your outfit. So
Yep.
yeah,
So this
pretty
is
perfect.
one of my favorite products from the Container Store. And these bins are from the Container Store also. So I have them in bins because I don't want to stack up the clothes in piles on the shelves because
Right.
you can't see what you have. So one thing that I like to do is file fold items. And so when you file fold, you can see everything that you have just at a glance. And then when you want to take something out, you're not disturbing anything else. If you had things in piles, you're pulling and everything falls.
Yeah.
So one way to do this with this setup is just to have these plastic bins,
Mm-hmm.
and they just keep everything nice.
It's great, and you can see from the outside. You know, you can see some of
Yeah.
what's in there already without having to
Right,
pull everything down.
right.
So,
you could do baskets too. Some people don't like, you know, if you didn't
Seeing.
want it to be clear or whatever,
mm-hmm.
you know, you could get baskets. They make low baskets just like this as well.
Yeah, that you
So,
could use as
yeah.
drawers.
Mm-hmm.
So if I come into, say, I open up my closet and it's a mess, because what would be the first thing that you would do to get organized? What is like step number one? 'Cause
Step
that's
number
the
one
hardest.
is, right, so step number one is to pull every single thing out of your closet. And
That's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, and I mean everything.
Okay.
So, take everything out,
Mm-hmm.
even the hangers. So you want to do that first. And then the next thing to do, and it's great to do this during seasonal changes,
Mm-hmm.
is to really go through all your clothing and figure out, do I like it? Does it fit? You know, have I worn it?
Mm.
You know, when was the last time you wore something? A lot
Right.
of times people have things in their closet, they say, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna wear it, but it doesn't really happen. I mean,
Right.
it happens to me too.
Yeah.
It's everybody. So you want to figure out that. You want to purge. Get rid of all the things that you don't want, donate it. You know, sometimes people have trouble giving things away, and I always say to them, if it doesn't serve you, you know, give it to somebody that really needs it
Mm-hmm.
and that can appreciate it, because there's always somebody that can use it for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So I love to do that. And then once you've kind of thinned everything out, then you just go through the process of putting it all back and folding it nice and
Mm-hmm.
and putting it all back. I do like to kind of color coordinate, you know, go from light to dark. That's just me, but
Yeah.
you know, just to make it visually pleasing. And that's pretty much it for the
That's
closet.
great. I like you have the really nice like wood hangers, which makes it easier. I can't stand the hangers you get back from the dry
Right,
cleaners.
Yeah, I don't like those either, and I don't like the poly bags that it comes
Oh
on.
God.
It's
yeah.
not good for your clothes. It doesn't allow them to breathe. There are a lot of different hangers that you can do. I personally like the wood, but it's really a personal preference, and there's so many options.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go take a quick peek in Lisa's drawers to get some tips on how to keep your drawers organized. Hello. Okay, so now here we are. Please tell me how to organize my drawers because everything's all over the place.
So again, file folding is key.
Mhm.
I use file folding for every form of folding possible. It's just the best way. These are from IKEA. They are foldable boxes. They're called Scub. They come in variable sizes and different shapes as well. And so you put them in your drawer, they're inserts, and you just file fold things in them. This particular drawer is all my workout stuff. So I just file folded everything, and then I'm just going to stick it in here, and it just keeps everything neat and orderly. So it's
Oh, that's
not
great.
just all over the place. And they fold flat when you are not using them. So
Yeah.
they're great. I really like them.
This is so helpful because right now all my clothes are on top of my dresser. So maybe if I had more organization within my, the drawers,
Yeah.
I would put stuff in them.
Yes,
instead.
yes. And you don't have to use these. You can get drawer dividers also. They make plastic ones, they make bamboo ones. And so these drawers are really long and large and deep. And so when you put drawer dividers, it gives each section an area so that it's not a big
Right,
blob
just a
of
big
clothes.
open space, yeah. And they work more like tension rods, so they
Yeah,
expand too.
Yeah, they're there's a spring. They're spring loaded,
Mhm.
and I mean you can get them at Target too. You can get them everywhere.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're readily available, and they're perfect. And they come in a deep depth. They come in a shorter depth, so they're
Right.
they're findable.
That's very helpful.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for having me today and for helping us all get to know about you and your business and all your talents.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us, parkbench.com/Wyckoff. I'm Vanessa Krumholtz with Lisa Habenstock. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon.